inform me as to what is going on in that content. She's passionate about it. And that's great that she's passionate about something, because it means choosing the topic is very easy for her. She chose research and presentation, and she told me that two things that she wanted to work on were her vocals and then moving around the room eloquently and effectively. When I heard this speech, the topic, it reminded me of how when I was young, a lot of kids when they're younger, they might be jealous of a friend who grows up rich, or they themselves want to grow up rich. And the older you get, you realize that it might be the greatest curse you could ever have is growing up rich, right? Unless you're Donald Trump. You see a lot of rich kids grow up and they never get knocked down, they never have to fight their way to the top. And it's through fighting, right, that you learn. So it reminded me of Africa, because if you give a country aid, they're never really developing. If you're giving them aid, it's how you keep someone down. It's not really how you show them to rise up. Based on the evaluations, we like to look at topics like what did someone excel at, what would they work on, and how would they challenge themselves. I think that Dumbya excelled at speaking confidently. She has a very good posture. She's passionate about her topic, and she had great eye contact roaming the room. I thought she could have worked on moving around a little bit more. You did move around, but it may have been within like a 2-yard radius instead of really pacing over and getting in someone's face a little bit more. I thought because you're passionate about it, you can even get mad. This is something that you're so into that you could even be like, hey, I'm pissed off about this, right? To challenge yourself, this isn't really speech related, but it can just be from a personal challenge. If you're so passionate about it, what can you do? You could join an organization that tries to speak out or protest against so-called government agencies trying to help countries when they really know they're just sort of enforcing corruption, money grabs, right? Then they know that by helping someone, they're really keeping them down. At Toastmasters, we like to talk about the power of three, so she labeled 3 topics that she was going to be talking about, so she used the power of 3. I didn't catch the first one, but I caught the other 2. It was the consequence of aid, and then a 5-year exit strategy. You didn't necessarily label them while you were talking, but you smoothly moved into those topics, so I was able to identify when you transitioned. The consequence of aid, you gave good examples of what these consequences are: corruption, no growth, instability. You then talked about a 5-year exit strategy to end aid. You talked about opening up markets, reducing tariffs. Such a young population group and such a bright future that they need to build this on their own, not just receive handouts. I thought that you labeled what you were going to talk about well. I thought the format of using the power of 3 was good, and I thought you were passionate about it. So I thought you did a very good job. Thank you.